what happened when you decided to basically show up just a little bit late?
Yeah.
It made me go into like let me rearrange the whole studio.
Okay.
Which was good and bad because then I had to redo everything. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to sit over here. Let's check everything. The lighting's bad now.
So where was it before?
This used to be long-wise. I had a TV up there, and then it's been super difficult for people to get in.
Right.
So this is a little more comfortable. But it's like every time I tweak anything, it just changes everything. The camera angles and.
Well, I'm grateful to be the first one to set this up, right?
Yeah.
See how it works.
This is our new studio that looks exactly the same as everybody else.
If we don't like it, it's going to be aired once and then never seen again.
She knows the deal. This is how this works. I think we're rolling. We got a red light on this guy. We're rolling on there.
I'm too funny.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I've seen your Instagram posts, and you got some good people.
We try. We're trying to grow this thing as organic and as quick as possible at the same time.
Yeah.
But we've been kind of very lucky that we've gotten a pretty good support system
when
locally.
When was this started?
I launched the idea back when like the whole COVID thing started.
Oh, really? So it's kind of new.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good,
and it was like it was more of like talk about the fights before and after the fights, and like a very short thing. And then I'm like, well, you know what? I mean, that podcast is kind of like my entertainment. So I'm like, let's do it more in that format. And I already had the studio, so then I kind of set it up and made it more of like a formal thing.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like fully committed to like, all right, now let's see how far this thing can go.
The set. Oh yeah.
Rearranging the set before every guest. No. No, but it's been fun. And it's been great to be able to talk to people like yourself. Because we had extra time, we basically just went on a rabbit hole of anything we could find about you.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were just so confused because I knew your CFFC stuff.
Yep.
But then we look her up, and then Bellator is the first thing that pops up, and we're like, who are we talking to today? Like, because I
don't even know, honestly. I'm trying to figure myself out.
So then we watched that fight, and she's like, wait, is this the same person? So she looked up your whole background and everything, which was hilarious. So you started, your first pro fight was Bellator. And then you go into CFFC and become the champ.
Right.
And then the first fight there, and then defend
it, yeah.
Who does that, though?
Nobody.
Like,
and
are you going to retire next month? Is the career over?
So the thing is this whole thing started with John Canvey and myself, right? Okay. So I own a martial arts school. He's been grateful to sell it to me, and he owns one. So I started martial arts when I was 6. He's been my coach since I was 6, so he's known me for almost as long as my parents, right? So I'm in college, and I'm doing, again, makes no sense whatsoever, water polo, swimming, civil engineering, and I commissioned in the Army. Again, nothing to do with martial arts whatsoever, right? But I'm like...
Wait, tell me more about water polo real quick.
Okay.
Because I know nothing about regular polo, and I'm interested in water polo.
Well, water polo is a lot different than
Marco
horses.
Polo.
Well, it's probably a little closer to Marco Polo than regular polo. But so water polo is pretty much basketball in the water. I think that's the closest one, because when I started learning water polo, I understood basketball. But it's pretty much wrestling in the water. So 50% of the time, you're swimming. The other 50%, you're trying not to drown. Meanwhile, you're catching and throwing a ball the size of a volleyball, probably a little bit smaller, in one hand. It's
an aggressive sport.
I've had 3 concussions, all from water polo.
For real?
Broken my tooth. Shout out to Shelby, who was my little rat tie. She was defending, so it's very aggressive, and so you're treading water the whole time, and you're trying to manipulate their body movement. And she came up and she threw an elbow straight behind me because I'm behind her defending. My 2 front teeth.
Jesus.
Like, man.
Now, how deep is the water? Are you able to touch the floor? You're
not supposed to. So California, for spring break, we had the most legit spring breaks if you're an athlete. But, not like partying-wise, right? But we would go to California. We'd have a nice little rental property because our coach hooked us up. And we'd have a week of playing outside in saltwater, open pools in California. And it was the best time ever.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty legit. But I was the smallest person on the team. So normally water polo people are like 5'7", 5'8", 150, right? 5'2", I'm going into college, I'm like 109. I'm like, let's go, right? So that was an experience. But it all started with a fight as an amateur in my sophomore summer.
Okay.
And it was 15 seconds. So we went down to Virginia because that's where there are no rules, right? There are no rules. You pretty much, you're a cut man and whatever, your own tape person. Go there. 6-hour drive, 15-second fight. I'm hooked, right?
Yeah.
The girl was like, couldn't cut weight the right way. She was gangrene. It was just like not good, right? And we're feeling all real proud because it's our first fight. And then they just kept coming, right? The second fight was a knockout as an amateur. The third one was a title fight, technically lost. She said my arm was broken, which it wasn't. But all the rest were like really good, either finishes, submissions, some decisions.
You have 22, 23 fights?
No. I had 7-1 as an amateur.
Uh-huh.
And then now I'm at 3.
Oh, okay.
But
Why? Because on the Bellator fight, underneath your name, it had like 22 something. I'm like, what?
And they said it was
like, how old is she?
No. They also said I was an extreme break dancer.
Oh, you're not?
No.
All right,
no.
Can we cut the show? We're done.
No.
Because I was going to have you break dance.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. No, it was the Bellator was a great experience. But yeah, so I debuted with Bellator against Rebecca Brigman, who was more well known at that point as Orion Starr.
Okay.
Was an adult, star,
I
adult
not know
star.
this.
Yeah. I like to, But no, it was great. It was a great time.
What made her fight? Just like
I think really so. Again, I haven't spoken to Rebecca since the fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we fought in October, and she hit us up in June, and reached out to my coach because that's how we were doing, and we were trying to set up fights. At that point, I had just gotten my second title as an amateur. I kind of knew I was going to go pro, and it's kind of been just like Mr. K and I've been like, we go big, go home. We're going to just see how it works, right?
Yeah.
And it's worked out pretty well. Can't complain. But Rebecca had 3 fights at that point as an amateur, and they had not been regular, so they had shin guards or whatever else. So I'm at 7-1, and I'm like, come on, Rebecca.
Yeah.
You haven't finished anybody, and then we got on this whole Instagram it had to be Instagram where she was saying she was gonna knock my teeth out, and she was gonna send her coach at me, and then my coach is talking to his coach, and they're trying to do a fight. It was she called me a see you next Thursday. It was she was intense, and I was like, I don't even know who you, I didn't want to be, I wasn't trying to be mean, but the way it was coming across was like, you're nobody right now, and I'm not going to put my record on the line to fight a 3-0, right?
Yeah.
So I said, go pro, and I'll be more than happy to appease you and fight, right? I'm not afraid, just go pro. So same rules.
You weren't pro.
I was not.
She wasn't pro.
She wasn't pro.
But she's going at you.
She's going at me saying I'm afraid of her. And I was like, look at my record. I'm not afraid of you. Not afraid of you.
So, but that was kind of like super smart on your part, because the reason she probably got on Bellator was because of her past. I
think her boyfriend at the time was a Bellator fighter. So I think they kind of had a connection, and we were reaching out to Bellator saying like, hey, we were going to sell a bunch of tickets and whatever else.
Yeah. And
so I was on vacation, and Mr. K gives me a text. He's like, look, I accepted the fight. It's Bellator. He goes, it's Rebecca Brigman. And I was like, okay, let's go. I was like, let's go. So great experience. And then COVID hit. We didn't have any opportunities. And CFFC is like, hey, so we want you to fight Jasmine. She's 5'7", coming down from 125. I was an atom weight the last fight, so I was going up. And Mr. K and I were like, okay, right? There's no fights. We'll just take it. And then we wanted to make sure that we kept the weight somewhat even.
Was it a vacant belt, or did she have the belt?
It was vacant.
Okay.
So she was 4-0. She was looking to get herself up in the UFC, and I think she's going to be on Contender in September. So she's getting there. But the best part was we wanted to cap the limit. We said like, hey, because she's going down and I'm coming up, she gets any more than 116, and we're going to call it. Like, I'm not going to take it at a catch weight.
Yeah. And
I think their camp decided to try to ask for a title fight, because then it was like, okay, let's make it a title fight, so now the cap's at 116. And so again, I mean, we were going in there just being like, well, let's see what happens. Let's shovel, let's see what, and like, now's a title fight. So now I don't get to lose, right? I lose, I still win.
Right.
I put on a good show, I still win. I win, I just stole a title I felt like I stole a title at 2-0 at that point. So, no, it's been a great opportunity, and I don't think there are very many 3-0 fighters right now that have this stacked.
You're super stacked. Yeah, I don't know how you guys pulled it off, but it's such an awesome way to start your career.
Yeah, and Mr. K is great at analytics, and so there'll be, and at least amateur, there'll be fights where he's like, I don't even know how to get ready. Like, I'm not motivated because we're just gonna go in there and do my thing. Because again, I've been striking since I was 6, so I'm not talking a lot of trash on me or put myself up
No,
there.
talk trash.
But
I mean, you're not gonna break dance, so you might as well talk trash.
Oh, that's true. I'm not an extreme break dancer, so I need to.
Where did they get that from?
Okay.
Was
Well.
there one breakdance video?
No.
that they saw?
So
pull it up.
No, there isn't. But there was breaking. So my instructor does breaking. He breaks bricks and bats and whatever.
We did see that.
And so so I did a breaking competition at the U.S. Open, and it's technically extreme creative breaking, and so I put that on there, and I guess the commentators were reading it, and they're like, "Oh, and she's an extreme break dancer on the side." I'm like,
Can you imagine
what
does that even look like? Because breakdancing's already, but extreme
fire, obstacles. I don't know. Something's
Acrobatics.
shooting at you, maybe. I'm not sure, but they'll take it up a notch. I'll have to try.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, your career's going so fast. You might have a second career in extreme breakdancing after you fight.
I need to do a lot of practice for that, but I've already done this so far. So yeah, sky's the limit at this point.
So,
I got to work on the rhythm. I got to work on actual dance moves. Then I got to try to make it extreme.
You're excited. You're excited.
Anybody that's listening to that and knows who I am knows I am not somebody that dances whatsoever. So this is hilarious to 50% of the people that are watching.
Right.
Because they're like, I've seen her dance, and she does the side step with the clap.
She's extreme, just not. She's not in that way.
No. Everything else, maybe. Dancing, not even close.
You said you broke at the U.S. Opens. Mm-hmm. Explain that to me, because I know nothing about breaking.
So breaking, I really enjoy. The only bad thing is that you get bruised up, and then
this is like the bricks kind of thing.
Bricks, pretty much. You can buy them from Lowe's and patio bricks. But it's on my Instagram, and it's the U.S. Open, and so it's creative breaking. So I did boards with double hammer fist with boards, and then I broke 2 patio bricks, I think, or scallops with my palm heel, and then I broke 4 scallops with my elbow. The best part of the break was I hit a plank, and I broke it sideways. So like a regular plank, and I kicked it in the middle, and it split cross grain, which is really hard to do. Mm-hmm. But you pretty much just put together a routine with music, and you're just
breaking shit.
Beating the shit out of yourself. Yeah, pretty much for like 2 minutes.
So that's like in martial arts. I mean, to me at least, like one of the most classic, like karate-ish type things, right?
Yeah, I think in terms of a martial arts school and whatever else, it's not as exposed because it hurts, and so it's not like
be honest.
Yeah.
Is it legit?
Yes. So all of those are pine boards. This stuff is easy, but all of those are pine boards. And it's similar to fighting because you just got to throw everything you have at it.
Do people break? Do people break their limbs doing this stuff?
More often than not, the people that are here know how to break, and they'll probably, like, I got a big hematoma and a cut, but that's a palm heel. That's patio breaks you can find at Lowe's, and you just got to be able to hit it the right way. Yeah. This was a split elbow. That's Mr. K's favorite. And then this is the plank. So it's literally just like a plank again at Lowe's. And when it's regular grain, it splits nice and evenly. Cross grain means you have to hit it a lot harder because you're trying to break it the way it doesn't normally break.
Jesus.
Yeah. So so the funny thing was, is Samantha Seff in a fight as an amateur, she was talking smack about me, and we're doing an interview or whatever, and she goes, "Bricks don't hit back," and I was like, okay. I think she called me maybe a bitch. She said baby, something like that, right?
Yeah.
She's like, bricks don't hit back. And I'm like, I'm okay. It's the way it works is I hit really hard. So you're going to see people, or you're seeing people get hit, and then like, okay, now I got to aim for the legs, shoot for the legs, or catch a leg, because I don't know.
See, that's what I would be more concerned about. Like if I'm fighting you and I'm watching this, I'm thinking of all the things that you can break on my body.
Yeah.
As opposed to bricks not hitting back.
Yeah, well,
it's a weird mentality.
Then we made a joke about how I made her my brick because I ended up dropping her with the right hand and then finishing with some punches.
You made her your brick.
In a guard, but yeah, no, I mean, this I love breaking because it's like a very clear, distinct of how strong and how technical you are.
You can either do it or you can't.
Right, and so the only thing is I can't do this right now because if I get hurt, then Mr. K is going to kill me. And
yeah, for sure. Don't be breaking things when you're
I
fast tracking through your MMA career.
I know, yeah, but I'll get back to that.
Pull out of a fight because you broke a brick and hurt your hand. That would not be a good look.
I mean, there would be worse looks, but It wouldn't be mature of me to break bricks and then go fight somebody. My warm up.
So tell me, can we like go back to because you have an awesome energy about you.
Thank you.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I like how like your energy in the room is very present. So like, were you always like that growing up? How were you a spunky like karate kid at 6 or?
Okay, so
where'd you grow up?
I grew up. So I was born in California, but I grew up locally in Montgomery.
What part of California?
California, Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Great little spot. But we moved here for my dad and his pharmaceutical stuff. But I would say I took Taekwondo very seriously. And my mom actually came into the school once and yelled at Mr. K because he had told me that I would have to, I don't know if he's going to like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be funny. He told me, because my parents were always late, right? Uh-huh. They were working. My mom's a nurse, still a nurse. My dad's working pharmaceuticals. So they were always late, and Mr. K had me wiping windows, right, one day where I'm cleaning it up like Mr. Miyagi, right?
Late to pick you up.
From class. Yeah, late to pick me up from class. He had me doing everything. And he showed me a certain way. You have to fold a towel a certain way, right? So we're done cleaning that. My parents are probably 20, 30 minutes late. And he goes, Elise, if you're late again, you're not going to be cleaning the windows. It's going to be the toilet. You're going to be cleaning the bathroom. And I was probably 9, 10, right? And I got into the car. I was like, Mom, you can't let me be late because I'm going to be cleaning the toilet. And she then proceeded to go to Mr. K and be like, look, everything you tell my daughter, she takes it like it is honest truth. So if you try to mess with her, she's going to take it seriously and she's going to come crying to me, so cut it out.
Right.
I really loved martial arts. It was like more push-ups, whatever, it was fine, which is why I went to military school. And then I think the crazy thing is I got a little bit more lenient because I was with a bunch of water polo players that were a lot bigger than me and pretty much just treated me like an annoying little sister. Mm-hmm. Plenty of monkey bite pinches and whatever else. But I've always been looking for the next thing, so I can't say that has changed. It's just where I'm
So Taekwondo is your entry point.
Taekwondo, yeah.
How long did you do that for? Did you?
So I started at 6.
Okay.
I'm 28 now. I just tested for my 3rd senior probably 2 years ago. So I mean, I still do it, but out of respect for Mr. K, we don't test as often. So that's where kind of MMA has been that filler where I can still train and.
So how does that work? So you're doing Taekwondo, and then the other disciplines, you're getting from the same coach, or do you have other people other gyms you go to for that?
Yeah, we go to other gyms. Okay. I mean, I think the thing that's really good about Mr. K is that, and I'm always going to keep calling Mr. K, even though he's like, I'm an adult and he's an adult, but he has been very open and honest with, hey, I don't know 100% of this. Let's figure it out. And then we, of course, put our own angle because I am a striker, so a lot of the jiu-jitsu stuff or some of the jiu-jitsu stuff, the 7-20-step omoplata, not going to happen. I mean, I'm just going to hit them hard enough to where they forget their name, and I'll maybe get an arm bar, right? So it's really defenses and whatever else. So we'll go to a gym, we'll go through some stuff, the simpler the better, and we've built a base that works for my style. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of are just supplementing it as we go along now. Okay. I'd say when we're in a training camp, it's very focused on what they're going to do than like me trying to build a base of jiu-jitsu. I mean, right. I'm a proud blue belt. Yeah. And I was a proud white belt, 2 stripes.
That's intimidating, but I don't like that.
Wait, what do you mean? What part did I miss?
Because I'm like, if you're a blue belt, I'm scared of blue belts now.
No.
Well, what are you?
No.
I'm blue belt.
Oh, okay.
There you go. See? Yeah. We're the same. We're the same, you and I.
Oh, I think we're a little different.
She does not like to break dance. That's a big difference.
Because you have armbar finishes, you have rear naked choke finishes.
Yeah, it's been the primary thing is we strike, then we work to punish, and that was what seen in the last fight with Jillian. I mean, obviously a really good grappler, jiu-jitsu person, and I was throwing elbows from the bottom. Like, I was happy to be in, you want to guard me up, we'll start throwing elbows. As long as I'm not submitted, I normally can find a way around it. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm more than happy to submit somebody that's a jiu-jitsu person.
Right, of course.
But I also like to hit people, so it's like,
So growing up and doing all that, like, do you have siblings?
Yeah.
What was the family dynamic? So mom and dad are working a lot?
Okay, yeah. So, good question. Mom and Dad are working. I have a younger sister who loves me now, but when I
hated you growing up.
Oh, I was the worst.
Did you used to call her bored and you break her constantly?
No,
break her will constantly?
No, it was more like I was, again, since military school, I think I've mellowed out a bit. I understand when to work hard and when to like relax. But when I was a kid, and I'm probably 12 or 13 at the time, right? Different times. But my mom was like, she's working till 7. My dad was working till 6. And so I'd be like, all right, Marina, we're going to get home. You're going to do your homework. No snack until you do homework. And then we got to clean the house, and then you can have a snack. And so there were plenty of times where I was taking her blanket from her or making her cry. And I just thought it was like, this is what we do when we go home, and this is going to be the thing. And she was 8 and I was 12. Like, it really shouldn't have been coming from me at all.
Yeah.
And a funny story is she was in middle school and I was in high school. Again, Marina and I are two separate people. She is doing great. She's doctorate in pharmacy. Great stuff, right? Really smart. That. I do not have that. I just have an engineering degree.
Just an engineering degree?
Yeah.
Slacker.
I know. Listen, my parents remind me of it all the time. I like to be very physical, apparently. But as a kid, she's going to a dance, and she goes to her friend's house first before the dance and doesn't tell my parents that she's going to go to her friend's house. And I am livid. Mom, how dare you let her lie to you like that? I got my mom to pick her up from the dance. I was that sibling.
And she still speaks to you?
Yes,
your sister?
I was that sibling that I was like, how dare you do that? Go pick her up right now. She just respected you. And Mom was like, oh, really? I should? I was like, yes, you should.
You should make her clean toilets.
I was probably 16. Oh, man, I was the worst. And then after college, we both went to college. We came back. We realized, hey, let's put that in the past.
Yeah.
So we're good now. We're good. But I'd say up until I left the house for college, not good.
Where'd you get that from? Like, that was just who you were? Like, because it doesn't seem like your mom was like that.
No, my dad was similar. My dad is very particular about certain things. Oh, you're gonna get a lot of stories, a lot of good stories. So when I was a kid, my dad raised me like a son. Mm-hmm. Okay, took a lot of pride in me being tough and whatever else. Living vicariously a little bit through my military career, right? So when I was 12, I was doing cross country. He was a runner at the time. And it's the summer, so I'm hanging out, 12 years old, right? Wake up at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon because I got nothing to do. I'm going to play with my friends, whatever. And it's like, let's go for a run, Elise. I said, okay, Padre. I call him Padre.
You call him Padre?
We're not Spanish at all, but yeah, I call him Padre. And he calls me Kidre. Really cool little thing.
Kidre?
Yeah, Kidre. So I'm like, all right. I was like, okay, Padre, I'll go out. And so he's like, listen, 30 minutes. I know you haven't eaten anything. It's the bright of summer, right? Super hot. 30 minutes. I said, okay, I can do 30 minutes, and I come back and I eat. Little did I know he was going to go for a 6-mile run.
Oh, nice.
And he ran ahead of me the whole time. I was trying to catch up to him because I was under the impression that I was running with him. And he turns around, and I'm crying, sweat, heat exhaustion, right? Just like chills. And I'm like, Dad, you didn't tell me that we're doing this. He's like, no, I figured that I was just going to go out and come back and pick you up. And I didn't know. So
This is mile what? Is this mile 4 or?
This is 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in, he picks me up, and I'm dying. And he goes, he's like, you're gonna be okay. You're probably suffering a little heat exhaustion, right? You haven't drank anything today. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like thinking that he's gonna be like nice, like, okay, well, let's just get back home. He goes, no, we got to make it home in under half an hour. So we had to do sub 10-minute miles back home, and it was brutal. He's like,
honey, your kidneys are starting to fail, but you just got to step it up. You got to get there quicker so you can drink some fluids.
Yeah, and so as I was getting older, he was like, have you ever been that upset before in your life? I said, no. My dad left me running in the heat, and then when I came back to have him save me, no, we got to run it faster. So, no, I have not, Dad. Thank you. He goes, that's what makes you tough. It's like, okay. So
I can't disagree with that. I mean,
no, and
as a kid you hated it, but I'm sure you appreciate it now.
To put it in perspective, that happened at 12. The first time I ran with him since that event was 2 weeks ago.
Seriously?
I swear to you.
Did he come back and pick you up?
We ran together.
Oh, okay, good.
We ran together. I'm in better shape now, and I know what to expect. But no, he was a guy that was always like, this is what happens. Very militaristic, and So that's where I get it from. Yeah.
And okay, so then tell me about your military.
Yeah. So
school.
yeah. So VMI, public school has maybe 400 people per class. 500 start off and probably 300 something graduate. So over the years, you're either getting kicked out, you quit, or you get academically out. But it's military 24/7. So if you're not in a uniform, you get in trouble.
Do you stay there?
Yeah, you can't leave.
Okay. What
can't
age
bring
is this? Is
anybody
this college or is this?
It's technically it's technically a college, but more realistically a prison. There's bars on the window. Love VMI. I realize now, as you reflect back a little bit, you learned a lot from it. But 7 o'clock formations in the morning, then you had classes till 4, then you had practice till 8, then you had another formation, and then you do homework till 11. And you do it all over again. And you really couldn't leave until you were a senior, and then you could go out in town and have a few drinks, but you had to be back by like 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
So that's where I learned some rules you can break, some rules you can't break. So like their honor code is the strictest in the country. There's no strikes. So if you cheat on a paper, so every paper you write, you have to say help received, either none or help received Joe, my roommate, or you have to annotate.
You can do that?
Yeah. So if you lie about that, like I looked, I had so-and-so do my homework and I didn't tell you, kicked out.
What was the punishment if you admitted that somebody helped you? Was there any punishment?
Okay, so let's say
just frowned upon.
Yeah, no. So there was. So let's say taps is where you had to be in your room. If I missed taps and I didn't say anything, I'd get kicked out. If I missed taps and I said something, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna, certify that I missed taps." You were on confinement for probably 3 weeks, and you had some demerits and some penalty tours, which is where you walk around in a circle. So I mean, it was a lose-lose kind of, but you had to choose the.
Right. What's confinement? I mean, aside from what it is. So
you had to stay in either your barracks or the academic buildings, and you had to sign off that you were in an authorized location every day for however many days you were on confinement. I talk about it. You
volunteered to go there?
I did. I actually paid them
to treat you like that.
To experience that. Yeah, I know.
You could have just done petty crime or something.
I know. I know. It was the
How many
weirdest
years
thing.
do you want to go for? 4? Okay.
The whole time, I couldn't stand it. Like the whole time, I'm like, gosh, this sucks, and I hate it, and I'm like, but I couldn't quit. I don't know what it was. My teammates were great.
There's no.
You could quit. Yeah. But I'm very stubborn, so I had a teammate of mine. Within the first 3 days, right, we had a meal together where we got to see our teammates, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm 3 days in. Nope, not gonna quit." Like those 3 days, 4 years done. Just because I started 3 days, I'm done. So. It was an experience, to say the least.
And you did 4 years there?
I did 4 years there. And so the coolest thing was I got to do swimming and water polo. So I learned water polo there. I didn't know it beforehand. And those were Division I sports, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And they have a structure, like a cadet ranking system. And I was the first female regimental executive officer, which was the second highest ranking cadet in the entire school. And just this year, they actually appointed the highest ranking female, which is RCO. So I got to make a history there as well. But no, it was miserable.
Your parents got to be proud.
I think now,
Jesus.
Now, yes.
I feel like such an underachiever. I have a fucking podcast.
It's a really good one, though.
Oh,
look at this setup.
The new setup.
The new setup. Absolutely. I am blessing the new setup.
Nobody can tell. No. Only me and Gabby.
And the other guests, right? The other guests would be able to tell
if they come back, if they ever decide to come back.
Oh, is that how this is going to go?
You don't know what you're in for. You don't know what you're in for yet.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's hilarious. So you torture yourself for 4 years on purpose.
Yeah.
Your parents are proud at this point.
Yep.
Your dad's living through you a little bit because he likes that type of regimented lifestyle.
Yep.
But he's off doing pharmaceutical stuff.
He is. He's really good at what he does. Very hard worker. And his dad was in the military.
Can you say who he works for, or would that be weird?
I think it's fine. Right now he's working for BMS, and he worked for BMS, Bristol Myers Squibb, for 20-something years. So that's.
I only ask because for some reason pharmaceutical is huge in Puerto Rico where I'm from.
Yeah.
So we know a lot of people,
so
a lot of our family
secret
friends.
Squirrel stuff, you can't.
What's that?
Secret squirrel. It's like you can't say it.
Secret squirrel.
It's like a secret.
Oh.
No,
I can say.
Have you heard secret squirrel? Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm learning all sorts of things. I know how to break bricks.
Well,
I don't necessarily know how to break bricks.
Yeah, you've seen somebody break
bricks. But
bricks.
I've seen somebody break bricks.
I'm sure you could. Honestly, I think 90%
I do not
of the
think.
people.
I think you're wrong about that. But
90% of the people could probably break it with their foot.
Okay.
It'd be really.
I am not gonna try.
I mean, maybe next time you rearrange it, I'll bring a brick and we can.
That is a great idea. That should be our table, coffee table. Make the guests break the bricks.
Ooh, that would be pretty legit. I like it.
The cage side boards. We can make the wooden boards with a logo, and they have to break, and then you can take it with you.
Yes.
As a souvenir.
All right, write that.
We need a sponsor. Is there a wood sponsor that we can get? A lumber sponsor?
So we use a place. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not really
No,
sure
call them
how
out.
they're
Maybe
doing.
they'll sponsor the show and bring wood.
Well, they've changed their name a few times, and I think they're trying to hide. So,
Secret Squirrel.
It's Secret Squirrel. Yeah, the same location, but the name changes like every 3 years.
Oh, they're definitely like hiding bodies or something.
Just stacks of boards the whole time as well. No, but I got a source. I'll talk to them.
All right. I think we just found our first sponsor. It's a lumber yard. It's the first in this world. All right. So you do the school thing, and then throughout that's when you decide you want to become a MMA fighter, correct?
Yeah. So my first fight was in college, and then I had Army stuff that I had to do, and then we picked it up real quick. Like I think I had. It was June, and then it was October, November, December. Those were like my 3 really quick ones, and then another in February. So as soon as I graduated in 15, I started just racking them up as quickly as I could.
So when you were
and I was deployed. That's why there's a gap, too.
Where'd you go?
I went to Kuwait and a little bit in Iraq. But, yeah, I was deployed between 17 and 18.
How was it over there?
It was fine. It was hot. It was fine. It was hot. Real hot. Stupid hot.
Oh, man, you've done a lot. You've done a lot in your life. And now you're just living in boring old Jersey?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to fight still, so that's keep me busy.
Well, no, I know. I'm saying as far as where you're living. I'm not saying you're living a boring life. I'm saying that you're in Jersey.
Yeah, well, it's because I own a school there. I mean, I think I would like to move at some point, but
California?
California? Not right now.
Not right now. Right now it sucks. Right now it's going under. But, somewhere nice like that?
Yeah, somewhere nice. Somewhere nice. I mean, ideally, I'd like to be able to travel, go to different places. But I got some work to do first. I mean, I've done some, but I got to do a little bit more.
So you have a fight coming up.
I do.
So what's tomorrow, Friday? So tomorrow or today?
Oh, nice.
And your fight is the 29th.
29th. Saturday fight. Main card.
Fight.
Pretty nice.
Are you the main event?
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
Congratulations.
I know, right?
That's awesome. Another one to add to the list.
4th fight, main event. Let's go. The coolest thing is because there's people now, right? So there's people, which means I watched her fight.
I was going to get a table. I was going to go.
Yeah.
But
you were?
I was going to get a table for one of the 2 dates. And then I'm like, well, Eddie fights the 28th, and then you fight the 29th. I'm like, I got to go to one of these 2. But there's Memorial Day week. It's Memorial Day weekend.
If you want some seats, let me know.
No. It's not that. It's that we already had plans to go up to Long Branch for the weekend. All right. And that's like then I would have to tell.
I'm not cool enough yet. It's
no, you're very cool. You're cool. You're cooler probably than any other guest on the show. What's up? She breaks boards. No, I would then have to tell my kids and my wife and all that stuff that we're not gonna go have fun because I'm gonna go see fights.
That's fair.
I already take up enough time with the fighting situation.
That's understandable. Yeah. The coolest thing about this,
we'll watch them.
I appreciate it.
You want to give Cage Side a call? Should we get a Cage Side shirt or something? No? Do you have other sponsors? You can't? We should make you a shirt. I don't know. A flag.
I'm down.
Something.
You want to put Cage Side somewhere, I'm happy. I'm happy to rep it.
Right,
but, again, the coolest thing about this, right, is I saw, because they had an audience the last fight, is that they're selling posters. So I get to sign a poster of myself.
Posters. That means you made it.
That is, listen. I signed the Bellator poster, my pro debut. Whatever happens,
you should have the biggest picture, right?
I am. That's exactly right.
So
that's
you're
the best
signing
part.
right next to your face.
Yes.
Not like the little guys in the corner in the bottom.
No, where I'm
I always feel bad for those people because in the UFC fights when they have 30 people fighting that are on the poster, there's that guy who's signing right next to his
gotta
tiny
get there
little.
early.
Maybe the picture's not even there. Maybe it's just the
No,
name.
I didn't have a picture. I just signed it.
There you go.
But I mean.
But now
it was cool to sign a poster.
Now you get to do a fake little mustache or whatever you want to do.
I'm
Maybe don't do that. But
no, I'm gonna keep it very. But it's
What's the point of that, by the way? I've always wondered, what's the point of signing the posters? Is that dumb of me not to know? Like,
I have no idea.
Do they sell the posters? Do they give them to people?
Yeah. So Bellator, I know they sold them, and then they gave us one as a gift, which was really nice. And I saw them selling posters at that fight. So Cage Fury, if you don't have a poster for me, I'd be a little disappointed. I'm just gonna throw it out there. But no, that like they were selling them.
So they sell them so people can get a signed poster by their favorite fighters. All right, makes sense, I guess. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for myself. I'm my favorite fighter.
Give it to your dad. He'd be pumped.
Oh, yeah.
Father's Day's coming up.
I'm just gonna have a backpack full of posters of myself. God, what an ego!
Just giving them out
what
to everybody.
What an ego trip!
No, you should give it to your dad for Father's Day, and then write a nice little message. Like, if it wasn't for you almost killing me that day, in the hot run, I wouldn't have made it. Thanks.
Right. Thanks to you, I am stronger.
All this has happened. All this happened thanks to you.
16 years later,
Okay.
finally circling back.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Just tell him not to watch until after.
He's not gonna. He doesn't have an Instagram. He's not gonna watch it.
Oh, what, this?
Yeah, he's not gonna. He's not.
I thought you meant the fight. I'm like, that's fucked up. Let him watch the fight.
No, he's gonna be there for the fight.
Is he?
It's gonna be.
How's your family? Like, are they rowdy for the fights? Do they get pumped up or do they get scared?
So I mean, my dad gets really intense. My mom. I think they all get really intense. They all have had a decent amount to, drink first.
Oh, okay.
To get themselves to where they're
so
comfortable.
They're amped.
Yeah, they are.
They're amped. They're loose.
They're yeah. They're gonna be yelling. It's gonna be great. I think we have, I want to say 11 tables.
For you? Damn.
It's gonna.
Is that the whole floor?
I don't know, but I think it's getting close.
It's a 2,300 arena, right?
Yeah.
It's not that big.
No, it's gonna be.
You got all the tables.
Yep. She's gonna walk.
Is your dad's pharmaceutical company sponsoring?
No.
He bought all the tables.
He sponsored the Bellator fight with his own company. He has a little LLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
that's cool.
Yeah, no, I wish
11 tails gonna be rowdy.
It's gonna be the last fight.
You
like people are gonna be dying. It's gonna be loud, very loud. Like, I think CM Punk and John Morgan are gonna be like, I can't hear you guys. Can we turn up the volume here? Screaming. Obscenities.
Is there a breakdancing school that came to support her? All right, so tell me. So obviously you're done basically your camp at this point for it. You're whittling down.
No, I train pretty close up to it. Like, I'm sitting really happy weight wise, and I'm a person that if I'm not active, then I don't feel good. So it's like since my second fight as an amateur, I've ran every single day of the fight.
Okay. Every
day, just to I don't know. It's like a mental thing. So no, we still got sparring rounds set, and I did look at the calendar and realize how close it was. So I was like, oh God, here we go.
Do you get nervous or you get amped?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I was telling somebody yesterday that you get ready for it, and then you get ready for it the whole time. That it's almost like now you're like, okay, so now what, right? Like, you can only prepare yourself for so long.
Right.
So I'm getting to that point. I'm like, okay, well, and it's now. So I got my medicals done, everything's set, and no, I could go tomorrow. They were like, hey, we're moving it up. And all my 11 tables, they'd be coming with me. They would be more than happy
they
to
blocked
jump
out the
in.
whole month just in case.
Yeah.
So tell me about this girl you're fighting.
So Hillary Rose, I know that she fought for Contender. I know that she had a finish last fight because I was able to see it, which was really nice. I think she likes to strike. I realize that she's a jiu-jitsu brown belt, so I mean she's got a solid, well-rounded game. That's probably.
What's her record?
5-2.
5-2.
Yeah. Well-rounded game.
What's that? Well-rounded.
Well-rounded. Yeah.
So are you pumped to strike with her? Like, that's definitely what you're. Not, you don't have to give me your plan.
No, I know. I mean, I think I like to strike whether I'm on the ground or standing up. So it really is going to be dictated on what she decides to do. So, like, with Jasmine, she was a taller fighter. She should have been keeping me away, throwing kicks, long jabs, and she attacked me the whole time, which I was a little confused about in the beginning, and then I started circling and adjusting. So I think it depends on really how she reacts. Like, I don't know. I'm comfortable either way. I don't plan on shooting, but we'll see what happens. But
do you? So, because I mean, I'm making jokes about it. I've been making jokes about it. But in all honesty, you're going at a pretty fast pace, and this would be your second defense.
Yeah.
Are you kind of expecting to get a call soon? And are you how do you feel about that?
So obviously at this, like Mr. K and I started it as just like a whim. We're like, go big, go home, and that's why we took the Jasmine fight. And then since then, it's kind of like imploded a little, exploded, not imploded. We're not dying, but it's been intense. Yeah, I know, right?
We're imploding, and this is our last fight. We can't do this anymore.
No, it's been crazy. I mean, when you go into this type of game, and I mentioned it, I think in my first interview after the title was, you don't go in here to lose. You don't go in here to like be 40-something with an even record of 15-50. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely a lot more realistic at this point than it has been before. I mean, Jasmine is getting a call up to the contender, and theoretically, if she's getting a call up to the contender, if I make a few more good title defenses, I mean, I may not even.
You may not even do it.
So I mean,
the contender's kind of like their feeling out period for somebody to see if they're worth getting into the actual UFC, right? Yeah. You're not considered a UFC fighter, or are you?
I think I don't know, but I think it's a 1-fight contract. I think you get one fight, and then they make a decision whether they want to take you or not.
So it's not a bad spot to be put into anyway.
No. It's not the worst,
But if you make a couple defenses, then you can leap over that hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I completely understand from their perspective. I mean, again, 3 fights. But on my defense, 2 of them have a winning record of 4 and something. So
yeah.
I don't know. I thought about it a lot. Like maybe I would have liked to do a regular pro debut, pro lead up where you're fighting, 2-2 fighters and 1-3 fighters, right? And you're just now you're 6 and something. Nah. 4-0. Let's go. It's only gonna get harder and better from here. But no, we're excited, and honestly, I think the better the fighter is, the better I am. So Jasmine was a great fight. Jillian, I almost finished, but I shouldn't have thrown kicks, and I get in after the first round, and Michigan's like, don't throw kicks, and I was like, I know, because she caught my leg and then took me down. Yeah. Second round, I can't help it. I see it there, and I'm like, I want to throw a kick. So I can do a little bit better there, but because I'm fighting really good people, I'm learning really quick, right? So I mean, it's exciting for all of us.
So who in the UFC, for example, do you see that you would love to fight?
Ooh, I don't watch the new strawweights right now, the 115s. I love Rose Namajunas. I'm not calling Rose up by any means, but she is the epitome of a really amazing fighter, and I think she's kind of went through those trials and tribulations again where she's showing off. Like that, does anybody know how hard it is to hit a number 1 lead kick on a head kick where you're stepped, not a switch kick, step up, like so pretty.
Yeah.
So she's obviously a really good one. I think striking would be someone like that. I think that's what I would want to mimic. I don't have anybody to call out from the UFC. I want to get there first,
Yeah. No. I just mean the way I would see it is like who do you see a competitive fight with that kind of excites you at some point.
I don't know. I think striking wise, I think Rose is really good. I think for me.
Did you expect that with the Weili fight? Did you expect it to go that way?
I should have bet on it because I really thought Rose was going to win.
Yeah.
I did not see a number 1 kick to the head though. Shit, Rose,
I didn't
man.
see any of that. I'd never doubt Rose. I think she's.
No, she's just. It's and the thing is.
I never doubt her, but also Weili was like. I mean, she. I didn't think it would be that easy for Rose to. I thought it would be a little bit more of the fight that she had with what's her name?
Andrade.
No, with
Joanna.
Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe her head wouldn't get that big.
Rose's, yeah.
But a little more competitive for a longer time.
I think. From a striking background, I think what I see when I fight is we're all going to start standing, right? Round 1, round 2, round 3 is all going to start standing. So if you can see the tells before they do, then you're ahead of the curve. And I think Rose has a really good, obviously really good. She's a freaking champion. But she has a great striking game, and I think she can see a lot that other people can't see, and that's what makes her really good. So that's what I want to try to become. I've only had 3 fights, so I'm still finding my way. I don't have any highlight knockouts yet as a pro.
Yeah,
I guess Brickman was kind of close, right? That was a TKO.
Yeah, the 29th's very close. You're good.
Yeah. So this one, I just got tired of having her back up.
Well,
because I started throwing, like, every time she got so close to the cage, and then we thought she was gonna shoot, so I got tired of it, and then I was like, I'm so tired, and that was such a lazy kick.
I just said this.
It was.
I didn't call you lazy, but
no, it was. I mean, I'm really playing with her at this point.
I was like, that's the slowest foot to the face I've ever seen.
I'm playing with her, and then like this, right?
See, but I felt bad
like I get
for
tired
her
of her backing up, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pull the trigger.
See, look at that. I mean, she looks so outclassed. And she's looking at the ref like, yo, stop this thing.
Well, she protested it after she said she was defending. You can see it. She's like, I was defending.
You threw one punch.
Yeah, no.
No, it was. I mean, it was a good one. But again, I try to stay with the game, and then I get a little bored if they keep backing up. So.
Random question: how pumped are you to get the hairstyle done for the fights? Do you?
It's very stressful.
I always wonder about, because it's a whole thing.
It's so stressful. Yeah,
right?
It's stressful. So the last fight, what you guys didn't see, right? So it was parted here, and people are gonna love it because only like 2 people know the actual story. But so I had one really tight here and one here. Okay, but it was in Lancaster, so I didn't have anybody that I knew over there, right? So of course, if I want tight braids, you're gonna go somewhere, the style's that way, right?
Yeah.
More or less African American. And so I find this place, and they say something, and they say thread in braid, and I thought that just meant, again, not a good break dancer, not a very good stylist, right? But I thought they were. They meant
you were gonna get extensions.
Yeah. Well, so yes. So
oh, really?
I swear to you. So I thought they were gonna like just weave in the hair to itself, right? For me, it made sense.
Yeah.
She came back, and she was like, well, we don't have a hair that exactly matches. And I said, okay, that's fine. But I had the red hair for the first fight that was kind of like the same thing, right? They took fake hair.
Wait, I know nothing about this. You need fake hair to be able to do that?
No, it was just a style. The girl was really nice.
Don't laugh at me, Gabby. Jesus.
It was just a style. This was the last one, right? So I look like Mary Bo Peep over here. But so the first fight I had red. See how she has it? Jillian has some stuff there, right? You have it like weaved in. Okay, so I was like, that's fine. Doesn't matter. And then because it's so tight, I felt it still pulling on the top here. But she was like a foot away from me. So she's going at it, like braiding the hair, and I remember thinking like, oh God, she's giving me like a weave. She's like, it's out, right? And so now I'm more than halfway done. I'm not gonna say like, oh no, you gotta redo the whole thing. So I just sat there, I let her do the other side, and I get out, and I can't even put the hair in my jacket to hide it because it's so tight, because my hair stops like here, right? Remember here. So from here to here, it's all fake. I'm not gonna fight with that. Be whipping her, whipping me. Like it's not.
It?
Huh?
Did you cut it?
Yes. So that's why it looks so bad here, is because I had to cut it, and then I'm trying to get somebody. I'm trying to get people to like readjust it.
That says a lot about the type of person you are. You felt so bad.
I did. And I was like,
you got massive extensions.
She got so excited. She's like, I'm like, it's my. She's talking about how kids box and how they fight each other. And I was like,
you broke her heart because she saw the fight, expecting to show her family, look what I did.
She might see it.
And she's like, where is it?
She didn't see the fight. I didn't give her information.
She didn't see the fight?
I didn't give her information to watch it because I knew that it was going to be different. So if she watches this right now, she's going to be like,
don't come here again. Yeah. Next time I'm buzzing your hair.
Next time you're in Lancaster.
Right. That's what
yeah, so that one was stressful.
So do you have to find a spot a couple days ahead to get?
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by this because fighters who travel.
Yeah, no, it's miserable. My mom has braided my hair. My coach's wife has braided my hair. I went to a place in Princeton to braid. I mean, it seems
like a stressful situation.
It is, and it's just the stupid. Like the last thing I care about is like what my hair looks like, right? But it's something that I need to think about.
So with that said, what design are you gonna do this time?
So I'm gonna try to use the same person that I used for the first fight in Philly because it's really close by.
Yeah, you have no problems finding somebody here who can braid.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it looked, and I got a bunch of compliments on it. Again, I don't care if other people like it and they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Then sure.
You can always go for the, what's his name, the Yuri. You can always just do the...
No.
Okay.
He had a really good fight, but...
it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, what, was that a religious thing?
No, I think you want to be like I think it was a warrior thing.
Oh,
I think you wanted to like mimic
so
warriors, right?
So we can make fun of
Yeah,
it.
he called it an antenna, so he made fun of it himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How do they let you fight with
weapons?
that? I feel like you could get somebody in the eye with that thing.
Come on.
No? I don't know. Just saying, you gotta utilize your weapons. All right, maybe not. You're telling me you wouldn't think to.
They did check the hair before. They did check his hair before to make sure that there wasn't in there, and they do a little check as well. But if I am sucking so bad to where I'm whipping my hair like that's like what
the will
Smith,
to win.
Willow Smith,
The will to win.
Yeah,
Whip your hair back and forth. Yep.
It's a rough night for me. Probably not gonna make it out.
Just saying. Think about it.
You're gonna see the next fight. I have this crazy move where they're like, she's going for a tornado kick. No, it's a hair whip, and they're out.
You're about to hit. You're like, let me go for it. Whack! I think I just threw my neck up. That's hilarious. I've always wondered because all these people who get their braids and they're like, you can tell they put a lot of effort into what they wanted to get. Yeah. I'm like, how much are you thinking about this? You just want to get in and get out, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I don't care so much. And again, I try to, like, in terms of hairstyles, I try to just I'm like, you're the expert.
Right. I just need it compact.
And then sometimes it works out really well. And other times I'm cutting it in my car, getting scissors from CVS. It was horrible. I'm like the whitest person wearing this hair that's down to here. That doesn't match my hair at all.
Pull up the girl from Hustle and Flow. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this movie? Hustle and Flow? It's older. I just want to know if this is what you look like. I forget her name. But the movie's Hustle and Flow. It's the white girl in Hustle and Flow. Obviously. Do you see the braids? No. That's
no, I did not look like that.
That's decent.
No, if I braid it straight back, I look like I should be in jail.
Is that it? I can't tell.
It was worse.
Is that how long they were?
Yeah, it was that long, but it was like dirty blonde, and then it just went black because they didn't have hair to match. So,
that's true. So you just gave you whatever color they had.
It was not the smartest decision that I made. Listen,
I love that.
3-0 still have to learn. You know what I mean? There's ins and outs of.
You say you have things to learn, like with Rose, and you have to learn the whole hair situation, the Lancaster. Proper barbershops. Yeah.
Salons. Well, there's also something that always goes wrong. So I feel like if that were to go wrong,
right? If the hair's the one issue,
yeah. Right. But people were panicking trying to fix it.
Wasn't there a guy who cut his hair in the fight? They cut his hair during the fight because it kept on getting in the way. Oh. Like the coach just started cutting his hair.
I didn't know you could bring scissors into the
corner.
Happened.
So I think in the UFC, it happened.
Oh, jeez.
It was they just started cutting him.
I'm gonna make sure my coach has a buzz then. All right, listen, you're losing, and it's because of your hair.
And you're not willing to listen to Will and hit her with a hair, so we're gonna have to cut it. Well, that was a great story to end our background.
Yeah.
You caught us up.
Yes.
All right, so good luck with your fight, obviously.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna flying colors.
I'm really excited about it. And the crazy thing is every single time I fight, like, I can throw spin hook kicks, spin side kicks, jump kicks, and I don't throw any of that. Like, I think Raymond Daniels does a really good job mixing his taekwondo and timing. And the more I'm
sure there's a lot of regret after the fights of like, ooh, I wish I could. I mean, even with a win, like, I wanted to show this off.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think you just. I think that's like the epitome of fighting is trying to be as open as possible and accepting of whatever comes their way, right? Yeah. And sometimes you get hyper focused. So, no, I'm excited about this one. I think this is gonna be, this is a good one. Mr. K likes the matchup. I like the matchup. We're gonna have an army. So
I'm gonna tune in just to see how many tables are rowdy.
I know.
That has to be the dad.
Listen, either I'm gonna have a really good fight or I'm never gonna fight again because my team is gonna be destroying the 2300 arena.
You can't fight anymore. Why? Did I do a bad performance? No, your family's ridiculous. It's just simply too many rowdy people.
No more. We're going to limit your spectators to 30. You get 30 select people. You can bring them and that's it. No more.
So funny.
Set the record for most people kicked out.
Exactly.
Listen, we're all joking right now. I'm telling you in 2 weeks.
There's a possibility.
There's definitely a possibility. Either that or at the hotel that everybody's staying at. I'm telling you.
See, now I can't wait to see you talk after the win with what's his name. So we can hear the crowd and your family, and you can't even get a word out. Because you're there, right? Now they're back to, like, I guess, around the octagon.
Yeah, no, it's going to be insane.
So, Gabby, as far as you want to do fight picks for the weekend first, or do you want to? Yeah.
Ooh.
So are you like? Do you watch fights as much as?
So I am probably one of the worst MMA fighters.
Okay, so let's skip the segment. I'm
No.
I'm just
Listen,
joking.
I love watching fights, but I feel like there's so many fighters at this point. It's really hard to keep track. Like
100%.
Chandler, I know. Caitlin, I know.
So why don't we
Ferguson,
do this?
obviously.
Why don't we do this different?
Barboza.
Why don't we start from the top and work our way down, and once we
Can't
lose track
remember
of who the hell they are, then we just stop.
Okay.
Because I'm horrible
Fair.
with this too.
Okay, good.
All right.
And you have an MMA podcast. We're perfect company.
Oh,
right
I
here.
admit.
Perfect
I
company.
admit. Listen, I just love fighting, and I love talking to people like yourself.
Good,
but
yeah.
I can't keep track of anybody's fucking name.
No.
It's just like the top people. That's about it.
Perfect company. Okay.
All right. So,
Chandler.
Gabby, why don't you read them off? Since
go.
my vision is not fantastic, and the last name is just blurry to me. Why don't you?
You can't see this? I have
I
stuff
wear glasses.
in my eyes. And
I wear
can see
glasses,
this.
but for some reason, every time I wear glasses on here, I feel weird. So I just
too
choose
smart.
to not
You're
see
too
anything.
smart for us.
I look way too smart for the show, and I'm worried it's gonna hurt.
The whole
I'm worried it's gonna
demographic
hurt
is
my whole
shot.
demo.
Yeah, we can't listen to
I'm
a guy
even
with
scared. I'm even
glasses.
scared not to wear a hat at this point. I feel like I put myself in a corner.
Literally.
Literally, put myself in a corner. One day, my wife's like, "No, just you do the hair," because I decided to do 2 episodes a week.
Okay.
That's easy. Figuring out what the hell to wear, because you don't want to wear the same thing, because then
Right.
it looks ridiculous. Because
Right.
on Instagram you'll see like, oh, same outfit.
So do you normally just wear the same outfit every day then? 'Cause I feel
No,
like
but
that's a normal,
but
that's
it's
just
5
my-
days, so like I can repeat an outfit the next week. But then for the show, then if I repeat it the next week, then it looks because it's
Right.
right underneath.
Got
It's
it. Yeah,
probably
yeah.
I'm over. It's like your
You're,
hair.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
your hair.
I mean, I feel
These
like
are
I
the
need to
last
calm me
things I
down
wanna
right
worry
now.
about.
It's going to be okay.
But like, it's like I shouldn't be worrying about looks, but I put myself in a corner and now I have to. Anyway, so glasses is one of those things. But so Chandler is the first fight.
And Oliveira.
Yeah. So I like Chandler a lot. I know Oliveira is dangerous, but I think Chandler is like one of those people that got a title shot real quick, right? Obviously Poirier should have was an easy spot for that as well, but he's going to take the McGregor number 3. So I mean,
Smart move for both of them.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, dude,
Listen, if I get to that point where I'm making that money, absolutely, yes, please,
who
let me make
gives a
some
shit
more.
about a belt?
No.
Like the money is the reason. I mean, the belt's
You
great.
can only
You can
do it
always
for
go
so
for the belt
long.
later.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Yeah.
only do it for so long. So I like Chandler. I think he's really dangerous. But again, if people play it right, because I think Oliveira is the taller one, right?
Yeah, he's
So
yeah.
then
I think everybody's taller than Chandler.
Okay. Well,
Just,
bless Chandler. Everybody's
It's
taller than
nothing
me,
against
so
Chandler, I'm
I
just saying.
I know exactly how he feels.
but he's one stocky dude.
He is, and he
And
works
explosive.
his ass off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I like his whole his whole little family situation. The whole thing. He looks like a really good dude.
Yeah.
And he's a badass fighter. He's only gotten clipped. Well, he lost against Eddie Alvarez, I think, in Bellator, and he got clipped by one of the pit bulls. Or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Not the Mr. 305.
Yeah.
But
I'd watch that.
that would be nice. He's another really short dude that I never knew was short until recently. I'm like,
Who?
Pitbull, the singer.
Oh well.
He doesn't
You
look
didn't
like
know
he would
that?
be short. You think
Listen,
so?
I know plenty of actors that wear.
Oh no,
little stuff
actors all
on
wear
their
platforms
heels.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So.
But I don't know. He has kind of like a tall vibe or something. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe
So do
it's-
I then maybe. No.
At least 5'9". At
No.
least.
Listen, I know exactly what I look like. I look not intimidating at all.
Well, so can I? So what's your
I'm
pick?
saying Chandler.
You're saying Chandler by finish?
Yeah. I don't think he likes to go decision. I would say finish.
I'm gonna agree with you on this. I
Okay.
think Oliveira looked great against what's his name?
No, he's
Ferguson,
really dangerous.
and looks good against everybody.
Yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
really
get me
dangerous.
really excited to watch his fights for some reason. I don't know why. I'm always kind of not rooting for the other guy, but like thinking the other guy's always gonna beat him, but then he always wins.
Yeah.
So he's one of those.
I think stylistically he's just a different person to watch. I think Michael Chandler's more exciting to watch.
Yeah, I was not expecting him to knock out Hooker the way he did.
No.
I'm gonna go for Chandler, and that'll make it even more interesting because then he'll have the belt, and then that means Poirier will likely fight him because Poirier will likely beat McGregor.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation,
It's a whole
right?
other conversation.
McGregor and Poirier.
I'm gonna go for McGregor as I tend to always do.
You think he's gonna win?
Well, I like Poirier a lot, But it's one of those
I
things
do.
that they're fighting each other now, and I always kind of root for McGregor. So.
I think McGregor does a really good job with analyzing and like fixing his mistakes.
I agree.
Most of the time, because I think Khabib he fought twice, right?
No, once.
Only once.
Yeah, and he was said he was.
He
gonna
wanted
beat
to fight
him if he
again.
fought
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
But the thing with McGregor is that he looked, I thought, really well against Poirier for a little bit there. I mean, he was landing really significant strikes in the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think if his chin held up, I don't think Poirier could have held up that much longer because he was getting more wobbled earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I listen, McGregor, again, great fighter. Can't argue with anything he's done.
Highest paid athlete.
Yeah, right? What was that? Recent, right?
$180 million a year.
Yeah. No, I can't complain. I don't know.
There's something about Poirier.
Huh?
There is. And he's like quiet. He's like a
Poirier's the
quiet.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
A quiet, quiet worker.
And he makes hot sauce. So.
There you go. I don't like spicy food, so.
You don't like spicy food?
No.
All right. So she's going for McGregor. All right. So we both got Chandler. And then who do we? Oh, so speaking of Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Ferguson against Dariush.
So I haven't watched Dariush a lot. Is he a wrestler?
He's like a social studies teacher or something.
Okay.
Isn't he? Isn't he a teacher?
I thought you were going to put Dr. Dariush, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go.
Let's see.
I think he is a teacher or just looks like one. I don't know.
Like Iranian.
Ferguson easily wins this fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he had a rough fight the last time, though, right?
Yeah.
Ferguson isn't necessarily coming off of.
Gaethje broke him.
Yeah.
Like.
But that's what you gotta take into consideration a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're throwing him Dariush just to give him a win a little bit.
By decision?
I think
because I know he almost broke his arm, but then he got out of it.
That was gross.
Yeah. Ferguson's a weird dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this for Ferguson is going to be a turning point, right? Either he's
out,
he wins and is good, or it's like, hey, like kind of like Cowboy. Love Cowboy, but
what a bummer.
Man,
I love Cowboy too.
I know. He's going to be a slow starter. And
they said
puts
he's
him
gonna
in stuff.
150. They're going to give him one more fight at 155.
Yeah.
And see. It's Cowboy.
I know.
You know, I'm always going to root for the guy. I'm always going to be excited to see him, but it's a bummer to see him lose basically six times in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would agree. I think Ferguson is going to get it.
Yeah, but I also agree with you that if Ferguson loses this fight, then he'll probably keep on fighting, but we'll probably think he hit his peak. He never got that Khabib fight, which sucks.
Yeah, and I think also it depends on like the person that you just fought. I mean, he had a rough loss.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That was a phenomenal game.
Sometimes people kick back and they're great, and some people take time off and then they come back. Like Rose came back.
Well, she had to get her mind right. That was about.
But that's what I'm saying,
that was her big deal. Yeah.
You go through a loss like that, and I think it's just you gotta either take time or not take time. But
agreed. So we got Ferguson. So far we're agreeing on both.
Okay.
This is rare. I usually tend to go against everybody.
Okay. Well, you pick the next one, then I'll go against you.
Is this where we trail off and we're already done?
Listen, I know Kate.
Who is
I know
Chanel?
Caitlin.
Well, yeah. Do you want to skip Chanel because I don't know who Chanel is, but I know Chukagian.
No, I don't know who Chanel is either.
Chukagian's fighting who?
Vivian
Arujo?
I don't know Vivian.
My bet is Caitlin takes it.
I agree.
I think
Caitlin's been on a tear, right? Or did she lose her last?
I think she needs this.
She needs it. Yeah, she needs it. But I mean, she came into UFC number 2. I think she came in real crazy. She came from CFFC as a champion. I think she defended a few times, and then she went straight up to number 2 and fought Shevchenko. I think, right?
She fought Shevchenko.
Yeah.
But what was she?
Right.
Yeah,
did she lose?
That was a rough one. That was a rough one.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean. Yeah, she's had a rough go at UFC. UFC's like, yes, you're it, you're great, and then she comes in and she's just giving top dogs the whole time.
Right. Why did I think she was on a tear? Was she winning? How many fights did she have in the UFC? Like 4 or 5 only? I thought she had more. For some reason, I thought that she was doing good because she took like 4 fights in 1 year.
She's been busy.
She's been busy, but I thought only like 1 or 2 of those were losses. I could be obviously wrong, or I think I am wrong.
Yeah, because that was I think it was her versus Andrade to see who was going to get the next title shot at 261.
And Andrade kind of jumped up. I mean, you're seeing a lot with the 125s that people are just trying to find a spot to beat to try to fight Shevchenko. There's nobody in 125.
Nobody's fighting Shevchenko. No, winning against Shevchenko. Oh, see, so she had 2 losses.
So she fought Antonia.
Oh, so she came. I thought
she beat the
shot
Shevchenko
right
sister.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha.
She's the one that used to have beat Shevchenko, and they say, "Oh, really, Valentina? Nope."
Yeah.
Antonina. She fights this weekend.
No, she's Caitlin's it.
All right, so we both got you on this one.
I like strikers. I have a special place in my heart for strikers.
Of course.
They're pretty cool.
And then Burgos versus
Edson.
Yeah, Barboza. I think Burgos gets this.
Edson's a great fighter, but I think he's probably on his way out a little bit.
Yeah, and Burgos on the way up.
Yep.
Damn, did we just agree on every fight? That means they're all gonna lose.
All right, everyone, make your bets now, okay?
Yeah.
Make your bets now.
Make your picks.
The two very serious MMA fans here are making our choices. Well educated, well versed.
Yes. All right, so those are our fight picks, and then one last little segment that we try to squeeze in here that we keep on changing the idea on every week is what you do outside of fighting. Like, what interests you? But see, the thing is, I already know a lot about you. You're probably,
so it depends on what you're asking me.
Well, what do you do when you turn off the fighting brain? Like, what are you watching stuff? Are you listening to stuff? Are you pumped about other things that aren't fighting?
So I have realized that I don't take a lot of downtime, as I like to run. So whether I'm fighting or not fighting, I like to run. Probably when I'm training for a fight, I run less, just to keep my weight up. But a little known is that when I'm like a nice Saturday afternoon, right? You get to work out, you're hanging out, maybe drinking a beer, right? I love burger and beer, so yeah, right?
It's made me hungry.
Yeah. So I do. It's gonna make me again a complete nerd, but I do little metal crafts.
Metal crafts.
Metal crafts. So I like Legos. I know, right? Like, I like Legos.
I just don't know what that is. Little metal crafts?
So I liked Legos as a kid, and then they got really expensive. So parents weren't going to buy me Legos. So they found
a sheet of metal, and they said, here, go ahead.
It's pretty much aluminum metal that's laser cut, and you fold them into 3D pieces.
I know what you're talking about.
So that's like my super nerdy side. I try to do it more often because I can't read. I don't know what it is. I can't turn my brain off enough to read.
Yeah.
And,
that's me. My wife's been like on this reading tear recently. I don't know.
I wish I could. So I was injured after the fight in August, and I couldn't do anything. I read a book in like 2 days. It was great, but I also couldn't do anything. So when I can do things, I'd rather be doing that.
You know what's so sad? First of all, she might be one of the few people who still goes to the library, but
definitely.
She goes and gets a book and reads it and returns it and gets the next one and whatever. So I'm like, no, you know what? Pick me up a book. So she picks me up a book. I read 7 pages, and she's like, "Do you want me to return it because you're gonna end up paying because it's been that?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, return it."
How long till you have to pay for it?
I don't know.
Let's put a time here, right?
Couple weeks maybe.
Okay.
But I sat down once with her.
Like a month or like 8 weeks?
I don't know. No, less than that. I think less.
Less than 8 weeks?
I think so.
So like maybe 7 weeks?
Sure.
Maybe a page a week?
Sure. Oh no.
Page a week. That's bad.
You're calling me slow.
Next time he's gonna come in with the glasses, be like, I'll show you.
If I had the glasses right now, you would have never said that comment. You would have been like, so in like 7 minutes?
There's a whole bookshelf here next time. You're like,
I did just say what to put on here.
There we
go. Books. All the books.
It wasn't because we just talked about it. It was
I just had the idea.
That was an idea that had
I did just
before.
pop in my head.
Yeah. Just now.
Yes, right now. It's on camera.
He's gonna have a petticoat. Okay, and the next
right.
CAGESIDE show.
So I read this chapter, and it reminded me of that's never gonna happen. But anyway, I thought that was sad that she had to return the book, and I only managed to read 7 pages in one sitting.
Yeah, but you guys didn't pay for it.
No, I know. That's what I told her. But I was even like counting against myself. I'm like, no, return it because there's no way I'm gonna sit down to read this thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the idea of reading a book.
I think everybody likes.
There's Audible also. You can always hear it in the car.
And I tried that.
Not as good.
If I'm driving in my car and I want to like enjoy the drive, I don't want to listen to a book. Like, I am blasting music with the windows down.
What type of music?
Any type of music.
Well, what's your favorite? What's it like? Is this Spotify?
So I do Pandora because I don't like to, like, they make playlists, but then if I don't like the people on the playlist, whereas like Pandora will kind of sort through it for you.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, what's on your last 5 plays?
I've been listening to Developed on SoundCloud actually, the last like.
Develop. What does that mean? Like new artists?
D.Developed is like the artist name.
Oh.
It's on SoundCloud, but that was from Waterpolo days because they were doing song suggestions. But I'd say like AJR is a really good one. Yeah, so like that one right there, the top one, that's the one I was listening to recently. And I don't know why, but I know the original song, which is why I like it. But I'd say AJR, Ryan Carvalho. I'm like a big mix. Andy Grammer a little bit. I go all over the place.
Who's AJR?
So that's my walkout song. Is by AJR. It's Bang. It's been my last walkout song for the last like.
Is that like a new group or a guy or a singer or?
No, I think it's an old group. I don't listen to like conventional radio.
It's not current music.
Right. So I don't. So like, the WAP song, don't care for it.
No.
You know what I mean? No.
The WAP song.
Don't care for any of that stuff at all.
Please come out with a WAP song.
Listen,
on your next fight.
The day I extreme breakdance is going to be the day that WAP song is playing in the background. That's what I can say. Is those two things are so equally matched that that's about it.
The energy would be incredible.
Oh God, people would go blind. You would be blind. You wouldn't be able to read
would
at all.
Would I need glasses?
You wouldn't need glasses. You wouldn't need anything.
I was just blind.
You need a walking stick. Yeah, me. Yeah.
Walking stick.
I'm also
Lord.
fairly quick-witted.
Can you save all these?
I can't help it when people lay them out. I'm like, okay, let's go.
I feel like I'm being bullied in this episode. Is this true? Is this happening?
Listen, I don't have a drink in my hand right now. This is no. But I saw that you had it.
Oh, the toughness goes away real quick. The bully becomes the bullied.
Listen, I come back on, absolutely, I'll have a beer with you.
Well, keep your promise because I'm keeping tabs. Sabatini said the same thing. Sabatini disappeared. Sabatini won't respond. He said he's talking less even these days. That's not possible.
Us on all platforms.
He blocked me. No, he didn't block me. But he never gave me his phone number.
My God.
He had a feeling that I would be like, you said you would drink a whiskey after you won the fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, to be your choice, and then we can wrap it up.
Okay, I like Fat Tire. A cold Fat Tire in the summer is like the best. But I was in
a Fat Tire kick for a while.
The whole coronavirus pandemic last year. That's all we were drinking was Fat Tire. It was great.
I might have been a Fat Tire one. I might have started the trend. Fat Tire before COVID. I was over Fat Tire by COVID.
How many people knew?
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Nobody at all. I mix it up almost every single time I go get beer. I'm in this kick of I always have reliable, my wife likes Stella or Artois or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's I'll have that at home or whatever. But I don't know why I can't just get the same thing every week. I like to try new things.
I think in the summer, I can't wait to go wine tasting. I can't wait to go beer tasting. In the summer.
You do breweries a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
There's
a good one, Cherry.
And I wasn't a person that liked drinking. But I don't know. As an adult, I'm becoming.
You're becoming a drink connoisseur. A Fat Tire connoisseur. That's hilarious.
I like that. My dad loves IPAs. He loves learning the history behind all of them. So he'll just be like, okay, here are 4 beers that I think based off of your tasting profile.
Oh, damn. I got to drink with your dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knows too much, I think, at this point.
Does he ever make beer at home? I made beer for a while.
What if he do a little flight?
On the show?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Right?
She picks them and we have to guess what it is. You bring your dad?
Yes.
He would love that.
Yo, that is a great idea.
A little summertime.
All right, so you're going to win on the 29th.
29th.
Then the following week, you have the calendar.
Okay,
beer flights.
No. Okay, so I have Army. So
you have Army. You're not done with the Army thing yet?
No, I'm still there.
Is that an ongoing thing?
Yeah, I'm still reserved. So I have annual training. So this is the cool part, right? So I fight on the 29th. My flight to California is on the 30th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to do annual training out in the mountains for 2 weeks. And then I come back on the 12th. Then we have testing, Taekwondo testing on the 19th. And then Then I have to go down to Virginia because one of our other people are fighting on the 26th.
So we're having beers in July.
No. During the week after the 12th, I'm good.
All right.
But
how about you let me know when it's good for you? We're going to be here. I don't have to go train in the mountains at least till August.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Anytime.
I'll keep you posted.
Just let me know.
But
and immediately call your dad and we'll get it set up.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
It's just all fat tires, and we're all like, "Ooh, this taste is so different. This must be a fancy IPA." It's just fat tires.
It's the longest podcast ever. Well, we're on 3 hours now. We've had 5 flights, and they're all blending
and they're all
together.
drinking the same shit the whole time. Well, listen, thanks for being on.
No, thank you for
you're probably
having
the
me.
funniest person we've had on the couch, right? You've been great. So thank you so much, and good luck on your fight.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Appreciate it.